Slide 1 title slide. Hi everyone, my name is Neeraj and I am pleased to welcome you to today's presentation. Our topic is dominant view of early childhood education and we will be focusing on two of most influential educators in the field, Friedrich Froebel and Loris Malaguzzi. These two theorists have shaped the way we think about children learning and teaching in the early years. Understanding their philosophies can help us educators and parents support young children more effectively. Slide 2 Introduction. The purpose of this presentation is to explore and critically compare the ideas of Froebel and Malaguzzi, although they came from different times and places. Froebel from 19th century Germany and Malaguzzi from post-war Italy. Their ideas continue to influence the way early childhood education is practiced today. This session is specially tailored for you as parents because your understanding and involvement are key to your child's learning journey. We will look because how these theorists view children, learning environment, teaching and the role of families. Their ideas deeply inform modern framework like Australia EYLF, so it's useful to know where those ideas come from. Slide 3 Froebel view of the child. Let's begin with Friedrich Froebel, who is best known as the founder of kindergarten. Froebel believed that children are spiritual and inherently good. He thought that each child has a divine inner essence and that education should help this essence unfold. For Froebel, learning was not about filling a child with information, it was about guiding their natural development. He saw children as active listeners, not passive receivers. Play was central to his philosophy. In fact, he believed that play is the highest form of human expression during childhood. Froebel also emphasized creativity and the ideas that children are not just learners, they are also creators of their own meaning and experience. Slide 4 Froebel role of parents carers. Froebel saw parents and families as the first and most important educators. He believed that the most environment should align with the goals of early childhood education. This means that when parents and teachers work together, the child benefits from a consistent, nurturing approach. Froebel encouraged parents to understand the role of play in learning and to engage with their children's educational journey. Teachers and parents must collaborate to support moral, emotional, and intellectual development. Involving families not only boosts learning but also builds emotional security and confidence in young children. Slide 5 Froebel Development and Learning Environment. Froebel designed specific tools to support learning, which he called gifts and occupations. These include items like blocks, balls, and sticks that help children explore concepts such as shape, size, and balance. Occupations refers to hand-on tasks like weaving, drawing, and folding. These activities develop fine motor skills and creative thinking. Froebel believed that learning spaces should be calm, ordered, and symbolic, reflecting the harmony of nature. He strongly emphasized a connection to the natural world, believing that nature mirrors the child's inner growth. 4. Froebel, the learning environment bridges the children's inner world with external reality. Slide 7 Malaguzzi, View of the Child. Now let's turn to Loris Malaguzzi, founder of Reggio Emilia approach. Malaguzzi saw children as competent, capable, and full of potential. He believed that every child has rights and should be treated as an individual with their own voice. Children learn best through relationships with other children, adults, and their environment. Malaguzzi introduced that concept of 100 languages of children, referring to many ways child express themselves through words, art, movement, and more. Learning is not just about receiving knowledge, but about constructing it actively through exploration and expression. Slide 7 Malaguzzi, View of the Child. Now let's turn to Loris Malaguzzi, founder of Reggio Emilia approach. Malaguzzi saw children as competent, capable, and full of potential. He believed that every child has rights and should be treated as an individual with their own voice. Children learn best through relationships with other children, adults, and their environment. Malaguji introduced that concept of 100 languages of children, referring to many ways child express themselves through words, art, movement, and more. Learning is not just about receiving knowledge, but about constructing it actively through exploration and expression. Slide 8. Malaguzi role of parents or carers. In the Reggio Emilia approach, parents are considered co-educators. Malaguzis emphasize a strong partnership between families and teachers. Parents are encouraged to actively participate in school life, whether that's through classroom activities, projects, or discussions. There is also a focus on transparency. Teachers regularly share documentation of children's learning, photos, observation, and artwork so parents can see and contribute to the learning process. This collaborative approach builds trust and strengthens relationship between families and learning community. It also supports a more holistic understanding of each child. Slide 9. Malaguzzi Development and Learning Environment. Malaguzzi described the environment as the third teacher alongside adult and peers. This means that classrooms are carefully designed to invite curiosity and interaction. Reggio classrooms often include open-ended materials, natural lights, plants, mirror, and flexible spaces that can rearrange. The goal is to create a space that stimulates thinking and collaboration. Children work on long-term projects inspired by their question and interest. These projects often involve group discussions, research, and hand-on exploration. Children's learning is displayed on walls through drawing, photos, and quotes, making learning visible and meaningful. Slide 10. Malaguzzi Curriculum and Teachers' Role. In Reggio Emilia, the curriculum is not fixed. It evolves from what children are curious about. Teachers are not authority figures but collaborators and researchers. They observe children closely, document their progress, and use that information to guide future activities. Teaching is responsive and flexible. Instead of delivering lessons, teachers provoke through by asking questions, offering new materials, or creating situations for problem solving. Collaboration among teachers and families is essential. Everyone involved works together to build a curriculum that reflects children's identities, interests, and learning paths. Slide 11. Comparative Analysis Table. Let's quickly compare both approaches. Froebel viewed children as spiritual and structured learners, while Malaguzzi saw them as capable and expressive. Froebel's learning is guided by natural development. Malaguzzi's is built through social interaction. Froebel's emphasized natural and symbolic order, while Malaguzzi is focused on flexible, expressive environments. Froebel's curriculum is structural and play-based. Malaguzzi's is emergent and inquiry-based. Both value the child's voice, but their teaching methods differ. Froebel's as a guide, Malaguzzi's as a co-learner. Slide 12. Implication for teaching practice. So what does this mean for us in practice? Froebel encourages structure and creativity through planned play, while Malaguzzi promotes inquiry and responsiveness to children's interest. Both stress the importance of learning, listening to children, and respecting their agency. Their ideas remind us that learning is not just about outcomes, it's about relationship, exploration, and emotional development. Slide 13. Educational Philosophy in Australia. Number 1. In Australia, Froebel's ideas can be seen in the early years learning framework, especially in the concept of intentional teaching. His structured play philosophy supports the EYLF's focus on guided learning. The emphasis on emotional, social, and physical development also align with Froebel's holistic approach. Teachers here often use his idea of rhythm and routine to create safe and nurturing environments. Slide 14. Educational Philosophy in Australia. Number 2. Malaguzzi's influence is seen in the belonging, being, and becoming framework, especially the way we value each child's identity and agency. His emphasis on relationship and collaboration mirror the EYLF focus on strong, respectful connection between children, educators, and families. His ideas help shape inclusive and responsive learning communities. Slide 15, Educational Philosophy in Australia. Both theories also impact assessment and documentation. The EYLF encourages educators to observe and document children's learning through photos, work samples, and reflections, just as Malaguzzi proposed. The ideas of environment as a third teacher has become central in Australian early childhood settings, linking back to both Froebel's nature-based design and Malaguzzi's expressive thoughtful spaces. Slide 16. My perspective as a teacher. As a teacher, I draw inspiration from both Froebel and Malaguzzi's. Froebel's focus on purposeful play and hand-on creativity influences how I structure my day. I encourage children to engage with arts, music, and natural material to express themselves. His stoic approach ensures I consider each child's social, emotional, cognitive, and physical development, not just the academic progress. Slide 17. My perspective as a teacher. At the same time, Malaguzzi's ideas help me see children as active, capable learners. I use documentation to track learning, make it visible, and plan future experiences. I work closely with families, respecting them as co educators. I strive to ensure that children's interests and ideas are at the center of my planning, whether it's a question they have asked, a drawing they have made, or a story they have shared. I use these moments as opportunities to co construct learning experiences with them. This approach honors the child's voice and builds a sense of ownership and agency in their learning. I also create environments that are rich and possibilities, offering open ended materials, nature, elements, and flexible spaces that children can shape and interact with. Inspired by Malaguzzi's, I believe that the classroom is not just a place to learn, it's a place to wonder, explore, and express identity. Discussion questions for parents. Now, I would like to invite you to reflect with me using two important questions. First, how do you see your role in your child's education? Do you view yourself as a co educator? Do you find ways to connect with what they are learning at school or childcare? Second, what kind of learning environments do you believe help your child thrive? Is it a space full of color and creativity? One connected to nature, a calm, orderly space with routine. Your answer to these questions can help strengthen the relationship between home and school and ensure that your child's experience is meaningful and consistent across both the settings. Slide 19, References. To close, I want to acknowledge the thinkers and sources that informed this presentation. This include academic text and research article by Ahmetoglou, author Albin Clark, Brody Robert Holmes, and others who have explored Froebel's and Malaguzzi's contribution in depth. These references also support the link between historical theory and the current Australian early years learning framework. If you are curious to explore more, I would be happy to share reading list or direct you to the further resources.